Have you ever watched a student's attention just collapse? When language learning materials sit there, flat and unresponsive on a page, the reaction is often identical to a gamer facing a broken, unfair level. They check out, they disengage, they drop the material entirely. To keep players in a game, developers rely on carefully tuned mechanics that reward effort and guide progress. In the language classroom, we rely on instructional strategies to perform that same role. This slide defines those strategies as the collection of all approaches a teacher might take to actively engage students in the learning process. They serve two specific functions: motivating the student in the moment while building the scaffolding to make them independent, strategic learners. This level of active engagement is a product of a phased development pipeline, a process with structural parallels to software and game design. Before a single line of educational content is finalized, the project begins in pre-production. This is where developers establish the core framework, build the templates, and define the development specifications for the module. This breakdown of the design phase highlights the focus on asset management. Every written storyboard, every video shot, every recorded audio clip, and every graphic has to be mapped out, created, edited, and logged. With so many moving parts, regular team meetings are required. Every instructional designer and developer needs to understand their specific roles and how their tasks align with the project timeline. Without management at this stage, scope creep can take over. A simple interactive grammar exercise can spiral into a resource-heavy burden that drains the project's budget. A thorough pre-production phase acts as the project's master design document. It sets the boundaries and ensures the course is viable before the actual development phase begins. Once the blueprints are approved, the process moves into design time prototyping. This is the beta testing phase for educational materials. Developers rely on evolutionary development. Instead of building the entire course at once, they create an early application system prototype, test it, and use that data as the baseline to evolve the next iteration. This iterative loop lowers the overall risk of structural failure and ensures a high degree of consistency across different lessons. This slide outlines the long-term payoffs. By catching errors early, you decrease production costs, maximize the shelf life of the final product, and free up resources for additional development work. Exposing the material to early testing isolates the educational equivalent of bugs. You catch production problems and pacing issues while they are still small and manageable. With the prototypes polished, the materials are deployed into computer-based learning environments or web-based portals. Designing for the web means balancing creativity against technical realities. An immersive language exercise must function within the user's available bandwidth and their local hardware capabilities. To drive engagement, developers inject specific e-learning mechanics. As shown, techniques like compelling storytelling and guided learning paths hook the student early. To push critical thinking, they implement detailed case studies, scenario-based challenges, and models built around exploration and discovery. Integrating these specific mechanics ensures the web environment functions as an interactive journey. The highest tier of this interactivity is adaptive hypermedia. It acts as a dynamic difficulty system, automatically adjusting the content to individualize the learning path for each student. Looking at this hypermedia framework, you can see the initial loop. The system guides the learner to connect with the material, learn, practice, and personalize the next step. From there, the student is challenged to experiment, reflect, apply corrections, and share results. Before reaching a student, the material hits a post-production review cycle. Every segment undergoes a final formative evaluation, passing through standard, editorial, and functional reviews to ensure it works exactly as intended. By mastering this development pipeline, TESOL educators create dynamic, highly motivated environments where students independently level up their language skills.